All right, welcome everybody. It's August 24th. This is week 29 of our weekly Leap upgrade calls. Let's quickly check in on the outcome of last meeting and we can check in on our progress. So last week we talked about starting to really push out the mass communications. We've got our upgrade guide all rebranded for Antelope and Leap. And EOS Support team has been engaging with their list of contacts, exchanges, dApps, so we can get a check-in on how that's going. At the same time, we've been, on our side, our team has been individually connecting with Top 21 as well as a few of the standbys, making sure they're all in the loop and ready. So again, can give updates there. Last time we checked in, Leap 3.1 RC4 was out, or was on the brink of being released that day, and that was the case. It was released. We can check in on how we're doing on the final release. Looks like, last I checked, looks like that was tagged. Testing on Jungle ongoing. DPs were asked to upgrade to Leap RC4. We can have a look at how that's going. And we had progress on Kylin last week. MSIGs were up to configure power-ups, deploy system contracts, activate protocol features. Again, lots of progress there to report. And we had shared some news, some feedback on DUNE. And RC2 was scheduled to be released on Thursday with fixes for Windows 10. So anyways, yeah, let's get into it. Maybe actually we'll start with software release. How are we looking with the final release? Stephen, maybe can you give us an update?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess probably 14, 15 hours ago, we did bump the version to our final stable release for Leap. I can drop a link to those release notes here.
Great.
And in terms of some of the other code bases, we do anticipate an RC for CDT in DUNE, but this doesn't block our timeline for giving ourselves about that month runway that we want on the stable release of Leap to move forward. So ready to upgrade Jungle to that version whenever it's really just the version bump. So no significant changes there. And I think probably over the next week or so, those RC3s for DUNE and CDT will make their way out. Just a few things that we want to clean up before we go live.
Excellent. I'll link to that in our issue here. So it's official. Final release is out and release notes have been updated too.
Yep. And with our final release, it's the aggregation of all of those RCs together. There may be a few updates just as we're tidying things up, but everything's in there. It's more about just tone and structure. So feel free to let us know if you have any questions or feedback.
Great. And you DUNE RC2? That's due, is that right? Or
so it'll be in
now?
RC3, and then CDT will also be in RC3.
Great. And sorry, was there a timeline for that, or just it's coming at some point?
I think that it'll be within the next week, quite honestly, but I don't think we've made any sort of explicit commitment.
Okay.
Did some refinement around some of those issues yesterday.
Great. Excellent. Anything else to report on the software side of things?
I think that's about it. Just kudos to everyone that's helped support us getting this far. This is a really exciting step for us.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. So now that is out, one thing that we can do on the communication strategy side of things is, I guess there's some new updates we can add to the upgrade guide. Just indicating, for example, final releases out and linking there. I think right now here we're linking to RC4. So we'll work with you guys to get that updated to all the latest links. In the meantime, though, we've already been, like I said, communicating this. I got an update from Randall this morning on the progress. Sounds like looking pretty good. Randall mentioned that, just let me pull up here, that they've received from all the emails they sent, 104 have actually responded and are directly engaged with the EOS support team, acknowledging that this is coming. And nobody has indicated any concern with the September 21st date. There's no one raising any red flags that they're not going to be able to hit that date. At the same time, like I said, our team has been directly engaging with the block producers. Everyone has acknowledged they're either getting ready to upgrade already or just waiting for that final release. Last we checked in, so now we can let them know that final release is there, and we'll continue tracking as we go. EOS Nation is already upgrading. We've upgraded everything except we just have one ship node and our diffuse node to update to final release, but otherwise everything's already been updated. So looking good on the communication plan. I don't know, Randall, if you have anything you want to add.
Yeah, so yeah, you're on track. So basically we sent 345 emails and 104 answered. 241 have not answered yet. We've been able to talk to some of the major players. We've established direct communication, and some of them are actually prepping for node upgrades. And I think so far so good. We don't have any red flags at the moment, but each stakeholder or project manager that we've encountered has assured us that if they have problems, they will reach out to us. So far so good.
Great.
Quick question
Thank you,
from
Randall.
my end. I just wanted to know if there's been much discussion or feedback around the deprecated state history and whether that's kind of come up as any concern from any of the respondents.
You mean so V1 history?
Yeah. So far we have not had any question come up yet. So that's something that we are going to be looking out for. Mm-hmm.
We had on the BP side of things, we had heard there is at least one BP who was just running it, but again, they haven't indicated any. They're aware of the timelines. They haven't indicated that that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, there were a few that came in the channel saying the V1 deprecation was the trigger, but I don't think in the last week or so I've seen many. But there have been a few.
Just to add to this, Daniel, apologies, I need to go again, but I wanted to drop this while I was getting the emails that you guys were updating this particular part of GitHub. What I recommend is before September 21st, perhaps a few days before, you start holding go, no go votes as we used to do before. That way, more so specifically to the top 21, to ensure that all of the top 21 basically give a go, or as close to the 21 as possible, give a go before actually activating on September 21st. And then those could be, those could be leading up to the 21st. And then that way, if it's not the 21st for whatever reason, the community is apprised of that. And basically these calls are public as we did before, maybe 1300 UTC, 0100 UTC type of thing.
Yeah, 100%. So in the background, we're going to continue engaging them one-on-one, and then leading up to it, I agree. So we've got, including today, 5 calls remaining before September, or the 5th one is on September 21st. So we got, exactly 4 more meetings after this one. For the 1.8 upgrade, we started getting VPs joining the calls, I think, in the last couple of weeks. So we'll aim to do the same this time. But in the meantime, keeping our tracker updated, and I agree. I think it'll be good to get as many of the top 21 on this call as we lead up and participating go no go.
Yeah, I think Randall, if you want to mute yourself. Thank you very much, Daniel. And I have to go again. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Eve. Take care. All right. Anything else to add on the communication strategy? Awesome. And I'll keep connected in the background with Randall, and maybe we can get some tracking going as well, similar to what we got for the BPs. We can identify kind of the critical ones we really want to make sure we get updates from and get a status for each of those as well. So I can touch base with you offline on that, Randall. Testing on Jungle 4. Let's have a look and see what our trusty validator is saying. So we've got, here we go, folks on Leap. Anyone to report anything? Anyone have anything to report so far on how testing's been going?
Seems to be going fine on Jungle. Haven't really changed much. I guess we'll wait on the new system contracts and try to push those as soon as they're out.
Cool. I don't think RC2 has been released. I don't believe those have been deployed. Is there value in doing an MSIG for RC2 on Jungle or waiting for RC3? Not sure if anyone has an opinion there.
From the herding of cats, I'd say wait on RC3, but I don't think there's any benefit from deploying one version and then laying another version right on top of it. But I don't know, Steven.
Yeah, are you guys looking for any feedback on RC2 right now? I think on Jungle, yeah, RC1 version of the system contracts has been deployed.
I think honestly, operating with the most up-to-date version would be beneficial. I don't think that there's any big changes that we're, of course, concerned about or anything, but if it's not too much pain, I'd advocate for it. But I don't know if I have full perspective of just the level of effort to make that happen.
I mean, if it's coming out in the next week or so, we could hold off. But I know you had said no definitive timelines or whatever, but
maybe we should clarify. I might have misunderstood. We'll have an RC for CDT in DUNE. I'm not anticipating any changes to the EOS system contracts.
Okay. In that case,
CDT,
let's go ahead.
That's what it was.
Right. In that case, that's good clarification. Thank you. So we'll ask Crypto Lines to put it up an MSIG then for I guess that needs an MSIG, right, Michael?
The DUNE and CDT, those are just developer tools and stuff like that. I mean, they'll start compiling contract maybe with the new stuff,
but for the system contract,
nothing on chain, right? Yeah, well, y'all haven't. RC1 is the latest version. Is that final?
I believe I saw RC2 came out in the middle last week.
I can get a link for that too. I'll grab it for you guys.
Then
awesome.
we need to get RC2 pushed, Jungle and Kylin probably.
Yeah, so we can work on that this week. I posted that link to that in the Jungle group, but there was no kind of action item to deploy it. So now that we all agree that would be valuable, let's we can get that moving. Excellent. And I see we've got, thank you, Stephen, for sharing the link to system contract RC2. What's the right terminology here? Deploy system contracts?
Yeah. 310 RC2. And I guess we'll need to do that on Jungle and Kylin.
Yeah.
And no, Stephen, no major foreseen issues or RC3 on the contracts at this point, right? Reserved to change your mind.
Yeah, there should be no real issues. I'm like 99% confident that the only changes here were just any accommodations to really observe this as EOS system contracts, so the renaming process, basically. So nothing crazy inside of it.
Yeah, the only thing that we did there was sort of the rename and use Leap, and CDT from the Antelope repositories and get rid of some other naming things that were in there, and then fix a bug where, or use the Ricardian contracts that were available from, I think, EOS Nation. But that was really pretty much it.
Minor. So yeah,
Awesome.
probably push those through, finalize them up, run them for a week or two, should be fine.
Yeah, cool. Anything else on testing, on Jungle in particular? All right, let's move on then. We can share some updates on Kylin. Thank you, Denis and Michael, for all the work you guys have been doing to get Kylin in good shape. So now we've got power up configured. All the protocol features have been activated, including 3.1 crypto primitives. And the latest system contract, actually RC2 is already deployed on Kylin.
Cool.
So that's what we're running on Kylin. We just need to do the same on Jungle.
Yeah, and I can confirm it forks out any old 2.0 nodes. Forgot that my snapshot node was on that, and I think it actually forked out some other nodes as well that we saw, but as expected, when we activated it, if you weren't upgraded. So, but chain kept moving, and we're at least 10 times closer to functional.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you.
And
Denis,
it's
do you
all
have
Denis.
anything?
I got to say, it's all Denis. Denis doing all the work.
Well, thanks for keeping engaged, Michael, and signing those MSIGs too. We need an engaged BP to get those MSIGs signed. Denis, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah. So all the protocol features are going to be what we're going to be proposing for EOS mainnet. So right now, this is essentially the exact boilerplate for what will be deployed on mainnet. It's essentially, activate all the protocol features. So for mainnet, when we do the upgrade, it's, take the list of all the protocol features, do one big MSIG to activate all. And then whatever version that we're at for the system contract, whether RC2 is the exact, is the final release, or maybe there's a future one, to deploy the system contract. So that's the only two things. Of course, EOS mainnet already has power up configured, but those two are exactly what we're going to be doing for mainnet. So everything seems to be working on Kylin. It's, right now we're just ready for the upgrade. If the system contract does not change, but I think if everything is pretty stable right now, everything's deployed, and I think we're ready for the upgrade.
Awesome.
Great job, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for the update, Denis. And we haven't seen everything's stable from what we can see on Kylin. No.
Stable enough, I think. I think there's, people that need to upgrade. That's more of a self, infrastructure issues where, I forgot to upgrade this, or I forgot to, my snapshot, or I forgot the fuse or whatnot. So, but I think it's now like the chain itself is good. It's just making sure that, everybody has those updated nodes within their infrastructure. But as far as the system contract, the chain itself, all the protocol activation, those all seem to check out. Now it's just personal infrastructure tidying up and stuff on behalf of all the BPs.
Excellent. Thank you. And I see Patrick from Aloha saying, apologies, the Aloha monitoring being down on Kylin. No problem. Thank you for joining. I guess, do you guys have any plans to update the Aloha monitoring on Kylin? And
Yep.
Beauty.
Yeah, definitely.
Beauty.
We should have it fixed today. That's the goal anyway.
Great.
Just reboot.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, awesome. Great. All right, so looking positive, testing all around.
Just one more thing I wanted to add. In every previous system contract that we've done, because we were using Block One's repo previously, it did not include Ricardian contracts, like all of everything that has to do with EOS mainnet. So thankfully, in this release, BPs can actually point directly to the EOS Network Foundation EOS system contract repo, and that includes all of the mainnet recording contracts. So people can build directly with that repo and not a custom repo that we had to do before, where we kind of had to fork Block One's EOSIO system contract and then include those recording contract like reg produce and the other ones. So now everything is bundled in the same repo that we're going to be using. So that's really great. People can just directly use that repo and not our forked version of the system contract.
Right. We've got everything you need in the official EOS Network Foundation repo, as opposed to the EOS Nation forked repo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. That's great. Good update. Thank you, Denis. Platform support. I don't know if there's anything. I guess DUNE RC2 was scheduled to come. I believe that did happen. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And as mentioned earlier, we'll likely have an RC3 on that. Just some small things that we want to tidy up, but not anything that impacts our timeline.
Great. Okay. That's all I have on the agenda. Is there anything else anyone wanted to raise while we're all here? Okay. Well, so yeah, we'll see you guys in the testnet chats. We'll get Jungle updated to the latest system contracts. We'll keep testing. We'll keep coordinating with BPs, and you can find our tracking is all open on GitHub here. So we'll keep updating this as we go, and we'll have another update on our progress next week.
I actually had one other quick question, which was just update around any of the interviews that we were doing, or I'm sorry, surveys around the way that Chainbase is being consumed by some people, as well as I think that we were just interested in a little bit more feedback around like the hole punching for the block log splitting we were doing.
Yeah, so we held off on sending that because we didn't want to disrupt the main, we wanted to get everyone really engaged on the upgrade guide this week.
Right.
Now that that's out, I think maybe that's something we actually good that you brought it up. Perhaps now that is out and we've started engaging and it seems that people are aware, we can probably send that out this week. So the block log one was the priority, if I recall correctly.
That's right. Yeah, that'd be
so we'll start with that. And we already have the question drafted, ready to go. So I'll just work with Randall to get it sent out in a survey.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Unless there's anything else, we can end it there. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good day. Thank you.